How's it going, and welcome back to the channel to another park run. It's a Saturday morning, which means it's park run day. We're going to be doing the Five Arches Park Run, which has only been going now. This is going to be its third week, so we're doing event number 3 to try and get as low a P number as possible. All the park runners will know what I mean by that. So for people who don't know what a park run is, it is a 5k run which is timed, but they've got lots of volunteers which time it, marshal the event, and also check the people coming through at the end, and all of it is free as well, so it's incredible. So today is quite a good day for a park run race, to be honest, because it's not that hot and it's also nice and cool and it's not wet, so it's not too slippy on the surface either. The Five Arches is located near Radstock in Somerset, well, pretty much in Radstock to be honest. Is on an old railway line, and I'll show you the course now. So the entire route consists of a flat tarmac path which is utilising the old Somerset and Dorset Railway line. It passes by woodland and fields, which you'll see, and through the Five Arch Railway tunnel. So the course is really quite simple. You start at this point here, very close to Radstock. There's loads of people there at the start, you'll see in a second. And as you make your way towards the halfway line almost, and you're going to turn around, basically run all the way back to the start, turn around again, and then you're doing the whole length all the way up to here, so you're almost in the little near the little in the Welton. Then from there you turn around again, making your way under the Five Arches Bridge for that 4th time, and then you're making the sprint finish to the end. So the current stats at the Five Arches Park Run after 4 events has the fastest male has been Adam Gibson with a time of 16:23, which is unbelievable, and that was actually on event 3 as well, so that's the event that I do, and you'll see him how quick he is in a few minutes. Then in second we've got the fastest female. It was Katie Egan with 19:28, so she again very fast time, unbelievable, way faster than I am. And then the average of 175 runners per event, and 29:59 is the average run time. And now we'll take a look at our GoPro stats. So I've actually got a faster time than this right now, but this is the quickest time that I've got with the GoPro on my chest, because remarkably it actually makes like a minute difference to what my fastest time is. So we've done so far 1 GoPro park run which has been filmed. It was the Evesham Park Run. My best finish position was 16th for that one. I got a time of 23 and 1 second. Now let's make our way towards the start line and see how we get on. And there we go, so they start doing the quick announcements at the start like usual. There's the Five Arches sign, new park run, nice and fresh sign as well. And we headed over towards the start, and then the guy was ready to call it out. He seemed pretty excited the whole time, to be fair. And there we go, we are off. As you can see though, it's really tight on this lane. There was only, you actually end up running back down this lane as well, so you've got both sides, people running on the left and the right hand side, so it's a very tight course. And you can see some dogs as well. So it is very, very hectic to be in with, especially at the start when people haven't really pulled away from each other. So at the start, as you can see, there's people taking over each other, just everyone getting their right pace, and you can sort of see us pulling away from the bigger sort of size of the pack, because usually most people get between sort of 25, 26 minutes, whereas we get a little bit less than that, as you'll see today. You can already see just quite how flat this course is. Look how flat. It's going to be like this pretty much the whole way through, and then there's just a little pass down that right hand side, all the trees and forests as well around. It was quite a nice day as well. It wasn't too cold and it was sun out, which was good. It wasn't raining at all, so it wasn't very slippy. That was also nice. And then there was a lot of runners though. There was, I think, over 100. As you can see, we're slowly pulling away from the pack now as we head towards the bridge. There's the first marshal, thanks Marshall. And there we go, we head under the bridge for the first time in 4. And we're just going to stick behind this girl here. You can see some bikes there on the right hand side. Yeah, everyone was there warning each other there was a bike coming or someone else coming down the track. So everyone had to sort of cut in or cut out, that sort of thing. But luckily no one was injured, so it's all good. So at this point I'm beginning to find my pace now. I'm just sort of chilling behind this guy in the blue and, well, the double blue striped top. Not too sure if that's a football team or what that is, but I seem to stay behind him for pretty much most of this race now. He had a good pace for me, so I was very happy with that. So I was able to stay behind him for quite a while. Running past someone there with 250 park runs, so they've ran 5k 250 times there, you can see on the left. with that green vest on. Fair play to them. And there's that person in first, running past. Look how far ahead he is compared to everyone else. You can't even see second yet. The second is coming, but you can just see quite how tight it is now. With people there on that right hand side as well as us on the left, and you can see how it could be an easy collision if you were trying to take over people.
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here.
As I was saying earlier, it was a very, very flat race. The gradient yet to change, and here we go. The first turn now. And then we're going all the way back to near the start. So they're not quite all the way to the start, but this is the smaller loop of the two, obviously. So we're keeping right behind this guy in the blue striped top. Thankfully we're not losing him, which is good. Keeping a good pace up at the moment. And if you do go to the park run, just let me know which one is your local park runners. If I ever come into that location, you might be able to say hi or whatever. I can put down whenever I'm going anywhere new, and then maybe I might be able to see you there. They're about to head back under the bridge for the second time. You can see someone there walking with crutches and a boot on, so fair play to them for completing the park run if they did manage to get to the end. I'm guessing they were the tail walker by the looks of it, or they were just sitting right at the back anyway. But there you go, see some more marshals on that right hand side. We're coming back to go towards the forest, and there's the person in first again, passing us by. And then here comes second and third that have just gone past us, so you can see just how much further ahead that guy in first is compared to everyone else. He was going so fast. I can't remember what time he got, but they must have got an incredible time. And with not many people actually having done this park run, as it's only on like event 4 or 5 now. And now we're heading to the second turn, and watch this guy here. Hey, he does a nice little twizzle for the turn round that cone, keeps up his pace and carries on going. So that was pretty cool. Someone being pushed around in the pushchair, literally. I'm thinking these children must be scarred from park runs. They're literally being jogged with, pushed around in a pram, bumping up and down on all the hard standing pavement and stuff. And coming over like a few little leaves and things like that, bumping around in this pushchair. They're going to be scarred for life, I swear. We've managed to catch up to a few more people here, so we'll start getting a few more takeovers, which is good to see. However, as you'll see towards the end, I did go a little bit too early because I didn't realise just how far it was this second lap, because this is the second lap now, which is longer than the first one. So this is a lot longer than I thought it was. But see that dog then running down the middle, and then I think someone's reading their book actually. I don't know whether it comes up now or if it's a bit later on, but someone literally is just reading their book, walking through the centre of the runners. And we're making our way through the bridge again for the third of 4 times now. So under we go. Seems to be getting darker every time we go through, and for some reason it goes really blurry as well with the changes in colours and stuff. And then when you're stuck in the forest, because there's so much forest, it's not really a forest, but with all the trees and hedges around us, all the colours get a bit messed up. But hopefully the video's still good. There's the little doggo walking down the right hand side. And now we're going for a few more takeovers here. Managed to get past this first one on the left. You can't take over too far across, otherwise you're basically running into someone else's lane on the other side. So you've got to keep as tight to the left-hand side as possible so you avoid going and running into other people. So at this point, as you can see, I decided to start trying to take over a few more people, thinking, oh yeah, let's pick up the pace a bit. I'm feeling alright, not realising that this second lap was a lot longer than the first. So we're just coming up towards where we actually turned in this first lap. So here's where we turned at the end of the first lap, and now we've got to keep running this time rather than turning, so you'll see just how longer this second lap is. As you can see now, we're sort of in the middle of an empty spot. I always find when I do my park runs, I'm always in a spot where there's not really that many people ahead of me and there's not really anyone behind me either. So I get to that point where I'm just sort of jogging on my own a little bit, which is not ideal because I do prefer it when there's someone in front that's pushing me on to try and catch up with them. And there's that guy in first again, still jogging at an unbelievable pace. This is where a couple of people began to take over us. There was another marshal there, so we're still going straight. This felt like forever, this second lap, and when I was running out I was thinking, oh, for God's sake, I thought it was going to be not too much longer than the first lap, but this one was almost like twice as long, really, it felt like. It is a really nice run, and I definitely recommend it for people that do want to try and get their PB because it is just so flat. However, it is quite bad on your knees because the concrete, hard floor, hard surfaces, I find it better to run on grass because my knees are quite bad sometimes. But on this course particularly, my knees weren't great because I just ran on concrete for literally the whole race. And as you can see, here he is, the double blue striped shirt has managed to take over me again. Just before we turn that final corner, there he is doing his little pirouette again for the second time. It was quite funny when he was doing it, to be honest, but it was actually quite a good technique, to be fair. Every time he did it, it looked like he was sort of kept his pace going, whereas I was sort of stopping and then having to push back off on my legs. So maybe doing the pirouette was a good idea, but he's now storming off ahead from me. So we're just coming up to 17 and a half minutes now. We're doing all right. We had to dodge a few people there just before with their dog walking, but that's all good because anyone can use this path. So it's not just set out for us runners. Anyone's literally using it, from the public to cyclists, and cyclists that make it just look so much easier. They're barely pedalling and they're just flying down this track, whereas we're there staggering away trying to get to the end. But thankfully not too much longer now. We're slowly making our way towards that 20-minute mark. I could feel it now. This is when I started getting very tired, and I was thinking, God, this track just keeps feeling like it's getting longer and longer as it is just a straight path, which is probably why it was so difficult. But there you go. You can see people start to take over me now as I slow down. So fair play to them. That guy in front absolutely stormed past me, so I'm really impressed with them all. And now we were heading towards that bridge for the final time. I think I kept looking over my shoulder just to check if anyone else was behind me or close to being behind me, because I really didn't want to let anyone else past me. I know it's not meant to be a race, but my competitive self, to keep myself going, was good, because I was just looking back, making sure no one was behind me, to keep myself going forwards and driving towards the end. And there again, the lady with the crutch, fair play. That is dedication. Anyone that walks around with the crutch and a boot leg on, that's actually insane. We're here coming up towards the end now. It's nice to actually see where we started again, because I was thinking, gosh, it's never going to end otherwise. This track is a never-ending track. We are heading our way now towards the final minute away towards the finish line. I can see myself slowly getting closer towards this guy in red just in front here. He was still just too far ahead to try and catch up with him. I think he just picked it up towards the end as well, but everyone was sprint finishing in, and I was like, wow, how have people still got the energy to sprint that quickly there right at the end? We're slowly getting closer. I'd love to walk my dog as well. Every time I see dogs on a park run being walked or running next to a dog, I'd love to have my own little dog running next to me, completing these park runs with me. It'd be great fun. There was a quick check there over my shoulder as we make our way towards the finish line. Someone there taking photos and videos, and there we go. So we managed to get across in 23 minutes and 25 or 26 seconds, I think. Someone was throwing up on the side next to me, so thankfully I was alright at the end of that one. So that is the second park run done. I have to say it was a really enjoyable run. It was a nice and easy one, very flat, on tarmac though, so if you've got bad knees, probably wouldn't recommend it, but if you are trying to get a PB that's really quick, definitely a good one to go to. A few little tips and tricks. There is actually parking nearby on Radstock in Waterloo Road, and then there's also the Church Street. Even though they are both free, don't forget to get your ticket. And then also after the race, you can also grab a coffee at the Riverside Cafe in Radstock, which is meant to be very nice as well. I didn't have time to stop off because Beth had to go get ahead and so I had to drive straight back. And now let's take a look at my overall GoPro stats. So we've done 2 park runs so far. Our best finish position was actually the last one in Evesham, where we came in 16th place with a time of 23 minutes and 1 second. But today's one was 23 minutes and 25 seconds as well, so I'm very happy with that one. Thank you again to all the volunteers who took part in the event, and I hope to go back and give it a go another time and try and beat that 23 minutes and 25 seconds, but without the GoPro this time. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to make sure to let me know down in that comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one.